Hopefully soon, musician/videographer will be my primary career title. I literally wrote that down in a journal a handful of years ago, and I'm doing that now. It's kind of nuts. It's small little steps, and eventually when you're looking back, I think it was Steve Jobs that said you can't connect the dots looking forward, you can only do that looking back. This is my journal. I've had it for going on like 6-7 years now. I don't fill it out every day. That was the idea, but it seems that there's key moments in life that I actually fill it out, and I thought it'd be cool to start this episode off with a little bit of the first page that I wrote on here, because I was recently out in Europe filming some content for a company that makes vehicles that go really, really fast, and there's teams that race against each other, and that's all I can really say. Outside of the fact that this was just a complete dream job, and when you consider just a handful of years ago, I found myself working in a warehouse and literally daydreaming about doing stuff like this. So I was in Italy and I was in Austria. I was in Faenza and Bologna, Italy, more specifically, and then I flew into Vienna, Austria, and then ended the trip in Spielberg. So, beautiful place. Spielberg, fun fact, Spielberg, Austria is where they actually filmed a good chunk of The Sound of Music. So yeah, if you're curious of what Austria looks like, I'll throw some footage in, but didn't get a whole lot of Austria because it was a quick turnaround, but that's what Austria looks like, is The Sound of Music, plus castles everywhere.
That's a castle, dope.
That is a fucking castle. Look at that.
Wow.
Now that is a fucking castle.
They got dragons for sure.
There, bro. Look at that.
I just don't know where they keep them. There's the castles, there's gotta be dragons. I wrote, I want to start this journal in hopes that by writing things down, like goals, ideas, problems, or anything really, I will be able to better my life, mental clarity, and maybe achieve some of my goals. I also plan to write lyrics and video ideas in this journal. One day, hopefully soon, musician/videographer will be my primary career title. I suppose a good place to begin this journal would be to write down where I currently am in this ride we call life. I'm 28 years old, so I'll be 34 this year. I work for a dialysis plant where I'm basically a handyman. It's my main source of income. I'm actually writing this right now at work, hidden behind some random boxes and tool bins. I literally wrote that down in a journal a handful of years ago, and I'm doing that now. It's kind of nuts. It's small little steps, and eventually when you're looking back, I think it was Steve Jobs that said you can't connect the dots looking forward, you can only do that looking back. So one of the first challenges that I noticed when you're traveling for work in general, but traveling out of country, is you've got a lot more checkpoints to get through where people are going to look through your equipment and different things like that. So you want to keep that process as smooth as possible. There's proper forms that you can get ahead of time to do that. Just look into where you're going and what forms you need. Have all that stuff together. For us, our purposes, we always fly with the cameras as a carry-on. It's one thing to check a tripod, check a light, check an extra microphone or an extra lens or some extra batteries, and if that case doesn't make it to its destination, well, I mean, you're out those items. But if you have your main tools like your camera, your audio, you're gonna at least still be able to pull a job off if, God forbid, a case doesn't show up where it's supposed to be. So we always keep the cameras on us. And for this trip, well, first off, we were working with a grip and electric crew from Italy, and then they went into Austria with us. So some of the challenges, obviously, is you want to keep your gear light. You want to only take the essentials, rent what you can, the location you're going to. A challenge that we also had to work with was language barriers. Most people in Europe speak a multitude of language. I'll be honest, I need to learn some more languages. They spoke English, thank God, and they were good at it, but there's still this language barrier, and there's a whole change of pace too, because we're jet lagged when we get there. It was an 8-hour time difference, so it took about a day for us to acclimate. And oddly enough, it was harder coming back than it was going over there for some odd reason. So the first day that we got there, We basically took an overnight flight and then landed in the day and stayed up as long as possible.
Chicken. Go in Dante's room, chicken. Go on, right there. Go in there.
Next day was a location scout day, and then we had a light filming day and then another film day, and then we flew into Vienna, ran into some issues with the airline there. I'm not gonna say which, but we ran into some issues there where they were like, you can't fly with your camera bags. We're like, we've literally flown all over the world with these things and never been stopped. They fit into every jet. We got where we needed to be with our camera bags, but we almost missed the flight.
Oh boy. This is already broke, dude. So, yeah, for real, that's already broken there.
Always plan ahead for unexpected situations like that, which could delay your travels and you put your job behind. Have backup plans for gear when possible. It was a fun experience. There's cool places to see. I feel like I learned a lot just because of the client that we are shooting for and the intensity of how quick-paced the nature of this job was. I mean, I really feel like I learned a lot in the 2 weeks that I was out there, and I look forward to hopefully taking on some more out-of-country jobs soon. If you've made it this far in checking out this little episode, personal vlog, if you will, I wish there was a lot more that I could show. Again, there's NDAs involved, but if you yourself are a creative or a videographer, somebody inspiring to do this type of work, it may come with a lot of early mornings and it takes a lot of grit, but if you stick to it, it's totally possible. And I guess that's about it. Peace.